So I have an interesting question for you guys. Emily texted me today and said, "What happens in your head whenever someone says add 27 plus 48? How do you do the math in your head?"
7 and 4 makes 11. And add the two other ends together.
Did you say 27 plus?
48.
I'll put 2 to 8, and then I'll put 5 to 10. It'll add the 2 to 4.
7, 8, 7
That'd
and
be-
8 is 15. Then you put 5, 1 on the other side. That's, say, 27?
Yeah.
So there's 3, 4, 7, and 5.
So are you doing traditional math or are you doing quick math?
I do a traditional head.
Really?
Most of the time, yeah.
I break everything down into fractions
You could
together.
you could just do 20 and 40, make that 60, and then 7 and 8, make that 15.
Whenever I do it, I do 2 from 27 makes 48 50, and then I've got 25 and 50, and it's 75.
I don't know. My brain just it's like whichever way you want to do it today.
Emily said that she'll do 48 plus 30 and then minus 3. That makes it
Pretty much the same
78 and then minus
Okay, that's
3.
literally 4 different ways that we just
I know.
described.
And she was telling me that she was looking, I think she saw it on TikTok, and when she would look at it, she said that no one else did it the way that she did it. And like she asked her sister, and her sister did it a completely different way, and I do it a completely different way. And then y'all have added 2 more ways to it. So it's very weird of just how different people's brains will work to do the same task. Yeah. So tell us out there, how do you do 27 plus 48?
Those are big numbers.
Get a piece of paper.
How do you do 27 plus 40 in your head?
Yeah, how do you do that in your head? Put it down in the comment section down below. Let us know.
Write it down on
Like
a
a-
piece of paper and then eat the paper.
Yeah, message in a bottle.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Under Controllers podcast. We're so glad that you decided to make a terrible decision and watch us today. Of course, I am Jake. As you see, we have 2 familiar but newer faces.
Yeah, we haven't been in quite a few in a while.
Tyler is unable to be here today. He was working, and Sims is traveling right now. He's out with his fiance traveling, so they're just having a good time. So of course, Chase, this is the first time you've been on a podcast since the reboot.
Yeah.
And Tanner, this is the first time you've ever been in a podcast.
True.
You've been in a couple videos, but this is the first podcast you've been in.
Yeah, I haven't been in a podcast since we rebooted the channel, have I?
I think the last podcast you were in was 16.
Yeah, 16.
And it was-
Now we're on 21?
This would be 21, I believe.
21?
21.
The blackjack right here.
Hey, our podcast is officially old enough to drink. If that's the case, it's 21.
Here's to that. Thing.
No one is drinking alcohol. I just need to say that. Mountain Dew and tea is what we're currently drinking right now. So Chase, do you want to talk about anything that you've been up to since the last podcast you were in?
Yeah, we've done a little bit of recording ever since. We started recording on a new series that will be coming out eventually. Is
You can go ahead and tell them.
going to be Halo Reach on Legendary.
I've discovered that Halo Reach, well, just Halo in general, is a lot more fun with friends. So I got some friends to play Halo Reach with.
It was not a very smart idea.
Oh, I've got like a intro clip from that first. I got it down to 14 minutes.
Did you get the?
You know which one I got. You know exactly which
Yeah,
one I
yeah,
got.
I get it.
I put it at the very beginning of the video. It's just a clip, and then
I really wish I got my POV from it. I just saw it
Oh, I wish I had everybody's POV for that. Like, that's the one thing I wish is that we could do multicam recording. It'd make editing a whole lot worse on me, but I would love to just have different people's point of view for that. That was it's so great. I'm not gonna lie. And also, this is something that I want to throw in there. I know we said that we would skip the cutscenes, but I want this to be said that we can watch the cutscenes and edit everything else out. The reason I want to keep it is in case one of us says something stupid hilarious, like what Chase did whenever we watched that one cutscene that we watched.
We need to narrate the cutscenes.
Just have our own voices, kind of like how DBZ Abridged does over them.
Well, that's honestly what I kind of wanted to do with we're not actually playing the game of we're actually the Spartans in the game. And we that's why I kept saying, so as the new recruits for Noble Team, I think we're doing pretty good, guys. And that's what I was kind of doing whenever we did the second video of Chase was like, hey, it's Chase here. And then I was like, it's Jake, and I am in the middle of being shot at right now. And yep.
Who are those guys that I'm pretty sure you've seen them before. They're like a really old Halo YouTubers, and they narrate through a story.
I'm pretty sure.
Come on, Red.
I'm pretty sure
Red
versus Blue.
Red versus Blue.
Yeah.
I would like
that's
to
an
do
old one.
That started in 2003, actually. I think that is from good old Rooster Teeth. That is actually the reason that I started playing games again here recently and started wanting to record again. Is I started watching Red versus Blue and started watching old Achievement Hunter videos, and it made me want to do it again. So that's why we're here.
Also, we are hopefully going to be getting the Minecraft thing done eventually.
Yes. Sitting at 20 episodes, as Sims went and commented, what a cliffhanger like 4 years ago.
Yes, we're going to finish up that one, and then we're going to open up a new one for all of us, so we'll be able to play.
Have we decided, are we going to keep the storyline going, or are we just going to kind of just let's play Minecraft?
Can I join in?
Of course.
Yeah, well.
We're also, I mean, like, we've about figured out how to get Discord to work. I about learned how Discord works with OBS. Pretty much the only thing that's keeping us is the fact that I didn't have another set of earbuds that could connect to my to my PC, so I can have game audio through these and then have y'all coming through the earbuds. Well, because I like to have, I don't know about you guys, I have to have audio when I play, and I don't turn my TV up when I am recording because I don't want to get. When I was using my Snowball mic, when I was using the Blue mic, it would pick up background ambient noise really bad. Which actually I don't think, because when we recorded the Halo video, y'all had the TV at like 10 or so, and these didn't pick it up.
It doesn't like to pick up things that are on the backside.
As you guys can see, we've got a new setup going as well.
Fancy new mic.
We did promise that we were getting new mics. This is the inaugural podcast with our new mics. So if you notice me checking every now and again with the headphones, I'm just checking everybody's audio levels to make sure that everything's coming through all right.
The audio is pretty crisp. It is pretty crisp.
I like this so much more than the Blue mic. I'm not lying. Like, I love it.
Good old Snowball.
I might use it whenever, like, if I try and do any streaming or, like, if I'm just recording something by myself. But anytime we have, like, the podcast or anything like that, anything that is a group session, these are coming out. I'll put a link in the description below to these microphones. You can get them on Sweetwater. You can get them on Best Buy. Matter of fact, I just bought these at Best Buy, like in town. Just went to Best Buy and picked these up. They're great microphones. They record wonderfully. I'm very happy with them.
They are very nice. They are very, very nice to have. I feel like we've done stuff with the Snowball for years and years, and now we finally got this, and it's just so weird. I keep wanting to pick it up and hold it and stuff. But
if you want to, go right ahead, man. Go right ahead.
Lean back and put it in my chest.
I mean, you technically could. That's what we were talking about earlier a little bit, is that I feel like the next step is getting the boom arms, because having to lean up to the to the table like this, it makes me feel like it's serious, and it's like, we're leaning in and everything feels tense, and that's not what this. It's more of supposed to be kind of relaxed and calm and everything of just us chatting pretty much. And I really want to get those to where we can kind of lean back here and just be a little bit more relaxed, pretty
Yeah,
much.
be like me and the boys back here laid back.
Because the bad thing is when you go to moving the mics a little bit, they kind of, or when you bump the table, or whenever we shift a little bit, the mic might pick it up a little bit. I don't know if you can really hear that or not, but I know me watching the audio levels, it is picking up a little bit. So
Yeah,
It does pick it up
I
a little bit.
right before you said that, I laid my elbow down, and
I saw it.
Yeah. Quick little tap.
Yeah, like it might have picked that up actually. Okay, it's not picking it up
Oh,
now.
it ain't that bad.
No, not really. But I love these mics. As a matter of fact, what I can do is I can fool with y'all's gain a little bit because my gain, I dropped it down because I'm just naturally louder than everybody else. I don't mean to be. I just am. And then Tanner is a little bit quieter, and so is Chase. So I kind of bumped their gain up a little bit so it would pick you guys up a little bit better.
yeah, I'm noticing that I'm a lot more quieter because when I'll say something, I'll be like, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's bad is whenever like I laugh. Oh, it didn't do it that time. I was about to say it spikes a little bit, but no, actually it didn't. So I'm happy about that.
It picks up my little chuckles, which is kind of funny.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And also, I love this so that like if I'm being a little bit too loud, I can bump my track down and bump everybody else up. That's something I couldn't do with the snowball. If I was louder than everybody else, I was just louder than everybody else. Which trying not to do that, but sometimes it doesn't help, or sometimes it doesn't happen.
For the memes, though.
I noticed something whenever that particular clip of when we were playing Reach.
Yeah.
I don't know if I looked away from the mic or what, but after it happened, there's a part where you can't hear me say something because I think I looked over at you and was questioning you of why you did what you did.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that I didn't lose any audio or something looking around.
You didn't. Like I said, I hate that we couldn't hear Tanner. We're definitely gonna get his mic set up. Like I said, the only thing that held us back from recording Tanner's mic was the fact that we didn't have boom arms. So, and these mics, if you can't tell, you have to be pretty close to them. Like I can't sit back here and pick up as well as if I'm right here, and there
Yeah.
was just nowhere to set the mic and then also be able to hold a controller. So
yeah. The setup in that room was kind of
I forgot to take a picture of it. I meant to take a picture of what we had. I'll have to get a picture of my office and let you guys see of we had a TV in front of the door. So if a fire happened, there was all of us were burning in that room unless we went out the window. And then I'm sitting at my desk capturing only my video or capturing only my gameplay, and I'm just capturing their audio in the background.
I feel like the last time I ever played like that was like playing GameCube or our old trailer, and it was just like we'd sit like a box TV in the kitchen, like on the floor.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's honestly what it felt like. Of It's like old school, like just getting together and playing games of if you have enough TVs, you bring a TV and then
Like,
everyone's all over the living room like an old LAN party.
I remember back in the day, back whenever I was real little before he was born, we lived in like a trailer down in the field from where I live now,
Mhm.
and like Christmas Day, they let me bring my TV, which was like an old Pokemon TV. I don't know if you remember those.
I think I do
Because
actually.
they had some that were like Shrek, and then I had like a Pokemon one, and I'd bring it out and set it on the table in the kitchen. I don't even think we ever even used the table in the kitchen one time my entire time growing up. But I'd set that there, and then I remember playing. I think it was the original Mario Kart on like
The
it was.
SNES?
Yeah, I think it was on an SNES,
Oh, man.
or either it was a Nintendo 64 Mario Kart.
One of those two.
It was one
That's
of
the
the
first
other.
and the second one.
Yeah.
I think the earliest I can remember playing video games, both times with you. One of the times where we were playing Smash Bros. On the GameCube.
That would be
Yep.
Melee.
I was trying to make sure I didn't say that the different,
Bang Bros.
But anyways, and I think Rock Band on the Wii, or when we first got the Wii.
Rock Band on the Wii. We also, yeah, we had a guitar and a drum set and microphones.
Speaking on that matter, Jake, so
Yes.
don't you play guitar or have played guitar?
I used to, yeah. I don't really that much anymore.
So last night I was texting someone and it was like some random that added me, and he said, "Yeah, sweep picking is a lot easier than slap bass." And I was like, "No,
Mm, sweet picking is I'll put it this way. I never learned how to sweep pick very
no,
well.
I would."
I wasn't good. I wasn't very good at guitar. Um, I had a lot of problems. Like I even had problems like alternate picking of just picking back and forth.
Yeah,
And so I would down pick a lot of things. um, sweep picking's pretty difficult. Slap bass, it takes a lot of talent. I mean, you can listen to any Red Hot Chili Pepper song and see that it obviously takes a lot of talent.
Lee.
Yeah.
yeah.
To do. Did you guys know that he's in Star Wars now?
I did not.
Well, he is a Star Wars character. He was in the Obi-Wan series. Anyway,
What a hero.
Yeah,
I know, right?
the thing about
Whenever he showed up, I was like, "Is that Flea?" And then the literally the credits don't say his actual name. It says Flea whenever you get to the credits. I was like, "Oh my gosh, it was Flea." I'm sorry, Tanner. I cut you off. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it did not contribute to this conversation, but I was gonna say the thing I said about Deadpool earlier was that Jim Carrey's gonna be playing Mad Hat, which is
I thought Jim Carrey was done with movies.
I don't guess he is, but he like the character kind of reminds me of the Mask.
Okay. Yeah. Well.
Yeah,
Well.
he's-
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
He is very similar in the comic books. I believe the guy you're talking about. I'm not entirely sure what the guy's name is, but I'm pretty sure his name's Madcap. He wears like a Like-
Or
I can't. It's like a pimp hat, kinda,
Okay.
and he wears like long white shorts or long white suit or long yellow. My bad, with like black stripes on it, and he's one of the voices inside of Deadpool's head for a really long time
Okay.
because he has the same type of crazy healing factor that Deadpool has in the
Right.
comic books, and they get blown up at the same time, and their body fuses into one body.
That's pretty neat.
So he is a voice inside of his head for a long time.
I really, really like it whenever, like, in movies and games and stuff, whenever you have, like, a character, but then also there is literally another person inside their head. It's hilarious to me. I love it.
my favorite thing about Creed and Borderlands 2.
Or it's like in Family Guy when they Patrick Stewart to be the voice of the little girl, the
Yeah.
little Swanson
Oh
girl.
my gosh. Yeah, that is hilarious. Another Dragon Ball Z Bridge did it really, really well with Nail and Kami and Piccolo's head. I think that just made Piccolo's character completely. Like I that was one of my favorite gags that they did.
That's super upsetting if they never got to do more at DBZ Abridged. But
It's really
it makes a
sad
lot
that
of
they had.
sense.
It's
why
really
couldn't
sad
put
that
it
they
down.
they burned out on it. And originally that was supposed to be the end of Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z was supposed to end at Cell Saga,
And it was also supposed to end at
the
Frieza
Frieza Saga. Like Akira Toriyama only wrote to the Frieza Saga,
Yeah, where Goku banged
and
Super Saiyan the
then
first time.
yeah, and then they were like, okay, well we want more, and he's like, okay, well let me write some more. So he wrote the Cell Saga, and then like I said, that was supposed to be where it ended because he literally passes the torch to Gohan of he's gonna be the defender of the world now, and then everyone's like, okay, it's over. No, it's not. Boo.
Boo Saga, and then it went from Boo, and then they did GT for a little while, and everybody's like, "This isn't right. This isn't the Dragon Ball Z we want." And they're like, "You know what? Yeah, you're right. This is non-canon now."
Well, also Akira Toriyama didn't even write GT.
He didn't write the ending of Z either. I don't think.
He didn't have after the Frieza saga. He didn't have a lot to do with it. He kind of okayed and was like he. Which I mean, he had the manga for the Cell saga. He after the Frieza saga, he was a little bit more laissez-faire. If he kind of just let other people write, but he okayed everything at the end of it.
Yeah, he definitely stepped back in though for Super a lot.
Yes.
And you can tell like how the writing is being influenced by him instead of like I can't remember what the other guy's name is.
Okay, I was about to say about Funimation because no, not necessarily because Funimation did all of GT.
Dude, I was today years old whenever I learned that the guy who plays Toonami, the Toonami guy,
Yeah, Todd or
it's
Tom? It's
Stephen
Tom.
J. Blum. He plays Vilgax from Ben 10. He plays the alien commander guy from Star Wars and the alien commander guy from Lilo and Stitch.
That's right. That was
Yeah.
the thing that I remembered is that he's the same guy from
He's Cowboy Bebop's guy too. He's a Hank Dempsey from Call of Duty.
wait, who is he in Cowboy Bebop?
I don't know. I can't remember what this guy's name is. I think he's just Bebop, isn't it? I don't know what his name is.
Oh wait, whoa, he's Spike.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was the same guy.
Yeah, he's Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
he's Tundra.
Oh,
He's
so
from Mortal
Wily
Kombat
Yang.
11. He's Wily Yang.
He definitely
And-
voiced a lot of people from my childhood.
Yeah, he's also Zabuza from Naruto.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Also, another part. Yeah, I saw that on iFunny because I'm a degenerate. And I was like, oh my God, no, not this guy. He didn't die. Because it's like in one of these,
Yeah.
where it shows like everybody's characters. And
Yeah.
I just saw the other day where Kevin Conroy died. And I was like, no,
yeah,
they did
that was
not
pretty
take
sad.
him too, bruh.
One of the most interesting things, one of my favorite things ever, is in the original, I think, Ocean dub of Dragon Ball Z. It's not Sean Schimmel, I believe is how you pronounce it. Sean Schimmel. However you say the Funimation voice actor's name.
Dub Goku.
Yeah, Dub Goku.
Dub
The
Goku.
original Ocean, I think it's Ocean dub. The guy that does Goku's voice is the same guy that voices Rolf from Ed, Edd n Eddy. And it makes me laugh so hard that is the same person. I've never heard the Ocean dub Goku, but now I want to. Now I want to.
I also love how every time me and Chase play Blackout and Black Ops 4, we always in Alcatraz there's this island off to the side, and we call it Master Roshi's Island.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
like a
that's
little
hilarious.
island.
Where we dropping Master Roshi's?
That's great. I do want to throw something in here really, really quick. I really, really actually wanted to just do a whole standalone video on this, but I feel like it fits with the podcast, and I don't know, we might title the podcast this. We'll see. We'll see how far down the rabbit hole we go, or I might do a whole video dedicated to it. But I am of the opinion that Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and this is how I personally feel, Dragon Ball Z Abridged has ruined Dragon Ball Z for me in the best way possible.
It definitely adds a lot of content that you don't get. And it's like, oh my God, this is so hilarious.
It's hilarious, but it still tells the story. And I'm almost to the point where I think I would watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged before I would watch Dragon Ball Z again.
I've gotten to where I like watching shorts more than I do like actual the entire thing.
Right.
Like for One Piece, that's how I caught up on all of One Piece. I was just like, I'm just gonna go and watch shorts of it, or watch somebody be like,
this is what happened.
It's like maybe I think it's the Amagi that do that. You ever watch them?
No.
They do like full breakdowns of characters and like their full story arc. So like they did one for Monkey D. Luffy, and which main character, he's Luffy, he's the stretchy guy.
Yeah, I know that much One Piece.
Yeah, it was like a 4-hour episode or something of Luffy, and I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna strap in. It's better than watching 16 hours of the anime, if not more. I think actually.
It's over 1,000 episodes.
I think it's in 1,300 now. Actually,
it's like 17 days straight worth of watching with no breaks.
But it's crazy how much like stuff that the guy who created it foreshadowed in it.
Really?
Like he has done some crazy next level foreshadowing.
That's pretty awesome.
Like, there's like a picture from somewhere in one of the early seasons, and then it shows you the islands that they're going to go to eventually.
Really?
But that's not what it's showed as. Like it's just like random stuff. And then the last one that it shows is like Zunisha, which is a huge fucking elephant. It's the creepiest looking elephant ever. Like you have to look up a picture and pop it up on there.
All right, I'll throw it up there.
Yeah, it's got little like needly legs.
What's
It's
it
so
called
creepy. Zunisha.
Build that crazily.
Yeah, who knows? It's random Japanese stuff. So,
I'll pop it up on screen so you can see it right now.
bing.
That's what it looks like right there.
Yeah, but it's crazy, like how much foreshadowing he's done.
That's really cool that they that he even back then was throwing in foreshadowing. It really makes you think of how far ahead did he have this planned 1,000 episodes later.
Kind of the exact opposite of Naruto.
I was about to say, isn't half of One Piece is I mean not half is a good portion of One Piece filler?
I'm actually pretty sure there's like less than 15 episodes that I feel.
Really?
I'm
That's
not
crazy to me.
1,000% sure, but I think it was either that or Naruto. That was it wasn't Naruto. That was
It
filler.
wasn't
It wasn't
Naruto.
Naruto.
Naruto has what, a season and a half of nothing but filler? Is the joke about Naruto?
Maybe it was Pokemon.
And
That
then
might have been one of those.
Dragon Ball Z also has a ton of Pokemon has a ton of filler.
I'd really like to finish Pokemon. Like I watched Indigo League, but I never got the chance to do any more on it.
The farthest I watched was Sinnoh. Sinnoh League Victors was the last Pokemon series that I actually was watching, and that's whenever I was like still in school, like whenever I was like 13 or 14, maybe. Well, probably younger than that a little bit, but I remember every morning before school, I would watch Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, whichever. I think they had like 3 or 4, because Pokemon's weird how they do their stuff. Of like they'll be in one region, but it'll be 4 different shows, except for like the first 2. The Indigo League and the Orange Islands are one whole thing, but then after that, it's like Johto has 3 iterations. Frigging Hoenn has like 6 iterations because it also includes the Battle Frontier. But I watched all the way through, not all the way through, but as much as I could. Every morning before school, I'd watch Pokemon and then go to school.
I think everything that came on before, like every cartoon that came on at our house, King of the Hill, 5 in the morning.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was. Unless you woke up real early, then you can catch probably. If you woke up like 5, you could catch Inuyasha.
That was only on technically Sunday mornings, but it would have been Saturday night. Yeah, 'cause that's whenever they did the anime block
I remember when I was
on
like,
Saturday night.
real younger, and then you would keep me up, and we'd watch Family Guy in the living room, and I was like, I don't know how old I was, but it was really young.
Too young to be watching Family Guy.
Yeah.
Isn't everyone that watches Family Guy though?
Typically, yeah.
You probably won't hear me talk a lot on anime because I do not know a lot about anime at all, other than like I watched all of Mob Psycho and
It's just a coffee maker. I was making sure it wasn't the camera as well. Nah, it's just a coffee maker.
but I've only watched like Mob Psycho and a little bit of Pokemon,
Yeah.
some of Dragon Ball, not a lot.
Also watch Soul Leader.
And so,
Chase has definitely watched a lot more anime than me because like I'm a very, these are the animes I like and these are the only ones that I watch.
As I said in previous videos, I really love things with lore.
and
Right.
Seven Deadly Sins.
Yeah,
Right.
Seven Deadly.
That was one you really liked a lot.
And I
Oh, yeah.
watched One Punch Man. Yeah, I do know a little bit more about
Watch One Punch
anime
Man.
than I knew.
I haven't watched all of One Punch Man. I watched the first season. And that was
One
it.
Punch Man in the manga is crazy.
Really.
Spoiler. He just recently was in a fight and sneezed all the gas off of Jupiter. All of it. Like all that was left was the core of Jupiter. He sneezed it all off. Sneezed.
Who do you think would win? Full Force Saitama or One Punch Man?
Can he beat Goku?
Can he beat Goku?
But can he beat Goku though?
Probably.
Goku.
Very,
Can
very
he beat
possibly.
Goku though? Yeah. Let's not go into that argument, please. Let's not get into that argument.
Debate.
He did punch somebody so hard he went back in time.
Oh,
So-
that's neat.
Did that.
That's very, very, very neat.
Yeah, there's plenty of like videos on the internet that like comparing power levels and stuff between different animes.
Yeah.
But like Goku is just such a weird one because you never know exactly what the rules of his universe is compared to Saitama.
The best way that I have ever seen that debate go in Death Battle from Screw Attack. Obviously, everyone has seen Goku versus Superman and Goku versus Superman 2. Everyone's seen it, right? the argument that they made for the second one, because Goku loses, spoiler alert, loses both times. If you haven't seen it, you should have. He loses both times. And people were very upset with it about it. And the reason being that they said that Superman has no limit to his power.
That's literally the same thing with Goku, though.
Hang on, though. Hang on.
Superman can also be by.
Hang on. Superman has no limit to his power. Goku, on the other hand, has the ability to overcome any limit placed before him. So obviously, Frieza was a limit. Everyone, King Kai was like, Goku can't beat Frieza. Like, even whenever he's doing everything he can, he's not going to beat Frieza. There's no way. Well, goes Super Saiyan, right? It happens. He goes Super Saiyan, overcomes that limit. Every limit that's placed before Goku, he overcomes. Every time. Superman has no limit. So you're taking no limit. How do you overcome an infinite limit? That was their argument. Now, I don't necessarily want to weigh in because I don't really care that much anymore. I think Goku could.
I think he could.
I think he could beat down Superman.
And-
I don't know if he could kill him.
I don't think neither one of them would kill each other. First
No.
of all,
Well,
Right.
my big argument against that is Superman's really weakened by any kind of otherworldly power.
yeah, is Ki Blast considered magic? I think is one big thing.
I don't know what the equivalent of it would be in the DC universe because the way that Ki works,
Technically, a spiritual.
it's
ability,
kind of
yeah.
the same thing as chakra, right? In Naruto, it's
Yeah, pretty much.
it's drawn from within yourself. It's like because even Gohan says that every living being has ki, and also when you see the spirit bomb being made, every living thing has energy, which they call it energy, but I think the
That's
dub
pretty
called
much.
it energy because they didn't want to get into that whenever they dubbed it. But it's ki, and I think it's supposed to be the same thing as like chakra or like chi or whatever. It's something like that. So it's more of like the life essence of every living thing, I think, or something. It's some kind of something like that. I'd have to look it up exactly. I'm sure there would be people in the comments roasting me right now at how wrong I am. But Gohan makes the argument whenever he teaches Videl how to fly of, every living being has ki. Every living being has the ability to fly. It's just you've got to figure out how to use the ki to lift you up so where you can fly.
You gotta focus your energy to your inner body and then push it to your feet. Is the way he says that he has
Yes.
to fly. Also, I don't know if you know this about Dragon Ball Z, but after the end of Z, Gohan writes a book that directly teaches people how to use
it.
ki
Yes.
and
'Cause that-
becomes like a multimillionaire.
Is that
off of it.
in that's in the new movie, right?
I don't know. I know it's in like I think it might be just in the Daizenshu, which is
Mm.
like basically like just like a catalog of Dragon
Yeah.
Ball Z stuff.
I really want to see. I'm really waiting for the next Mortal Kombat movie. They've got to come out with something.
I really want to see Dragon Ball Super Superhero.
Yeah, we had made plans to go see that, and then I was off, but Tyler wasn't. Me and Chase were off, but Tyler wasn't off. Tyler was off, and then Chase wasn't off, and then I couldn't do it any day during the week, pretty much.
So this
Also,
movie
there
was
were
like,
other things. I believe.
Oh yeah, that's right. Something else did happen that week, and we just couldn't go.
Oh,
Not this time.
I wonder if like some things in Mortal Kombat don't make sense, but I wonder if you could actually break somebody's neck by pulling it. I don't know if anyone's ever looked into that.
It'd have to be the amount of force, because
it'd be really hard because you'd have to pull the spinal cord off of the ribs.
No, that's
Oh,
not
no,
what's breaking. You just
it
all you got to do is break the vertebrae in the neck.
it depends on the amount of force.
Because are you actually killing them, or are you just paralyzing them?
If you're pulling the entire head off that
Not
way,
the entire
like
head,
killing
just like
them.
breaking the neck.
Oh, you're talking about breaking the neck. Okay, I thought you meant like where you pull.
Where you walk up in front of them, snap it like
Oh
that.
yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Could you though?
Yes. That's the thing. Yeah.
That'd be a crazy way to die.
Yeah.
Someone would probably have. It'd be a lot easier if someone had like a huge head.
You see it happen in movies all the time.
Yeah, well, that's
Like
in
they
movies.
play it out. there's a little bit of realism to
No,
that.
like the spinal rip grabs him by the throat, takes
Yeah,
cut
that's
their
what I
head
thought
off.
you were talking about.
Now, like
You telling me they can't do
that's
like
probably
Kano where he walks and grabs somebody's spine to their back and rips out their entire skeleton altogether?
No,
Somebody
no,
can't do that?
I don't think that's possible. I don't think you're able to do that.
how do you know? Have you ever tried?
I have not tried, but I don't think I would be successful either.
If I can get my hand through somebody's skin, first off,
Y'all want to know how scary the human body is? Like, it's amazing to me how scary our bodies are. Of theoretically, you have enough bite force to bite your finger off.
I mean,
Your brain just won't let you.
there's like a limiter in your brain to how much of your own force you can use, because if you use too much of it, you like pull tendons and rip
Yes.
stuff and break bones.
Yeah, it's
There's
scary.
like an actual limiter in your body. set
Right.
up for that exact thing.
Also, aren't you like you're supposed to be able to feel like all of your inners, like all of your insides, and they're always constantly moving, and they're supposed to be like really, really loud if you were to hear it.
Yeah, like you can hear all the muscles and stuff inside of your body. Certain.
Is that the
Oh.
like? There's that room that's the quietest room on earth.
Yeah, I think
You
it's
can
like
hear,
negative
like
150 decibels
And
or
like
something.
I think they say you can hear your blood move.
Yeah, you can
like-
you can hear your blood move through your veins.
And like I think they said the longest anyone's ever lasted in there was like 45 minutes before they.
I don't even think it was that long. I think it was like 15 minutes.
I can't remember. I know there was a dude that Emily watched on TikTok that he was going to attempt to break the record, whatever it was. So he went there and was going to try and break the record.
I feel like if I ever went in one of those, I'd end up screaming and then blowing my head off in the process.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be one of those things if you'd go in there and scream and like blow your vocal cords out and not realize that you were doing it. To me, it would be like the equivalent of going. I don't know. Have you guys ever like gone to the dentist and like they numb you to do something, and then like for me like my whole lip goes numb.
You
Like,
just bite your lip.
I'll bite my lip.
Yeah, bite your cheek,
Yeah.
the inside of your cheek.
And then I'll like whenever the feeling comes back, it's like, oh my gosh, why does my face hurt so bad? that's yeah.
Don't ever try to bite my lip off. Basically, though.
Inside of your cheek.
You try to bite your lip, you are always biting your lip.
I do.
No
I
one can
suck
see it
I
because
suck
you
on
have a
the
beard.
I suck on the inside of my lip.
I will like constantly like just like not chew, but it's like if there's like something that like I can get a hold of with my teeth on like my lips or something, I'll do that. And
Bite
that's
it off.
usually-
Like if you got any like
Yeah, I didn't want to get gross,
Chap-
but like,
like
yeah,
chap
it's like chapped
lip.
lips. Like I'll try and like bite
Yeah.
that and kind of take it off, and that's usually what happens. Of like I do that and it causes problems later.
always does.
Fun fact about Chase: anytime he farts, he will make a face. The only problem is that a regular face or is that a fart face?
Or is that I just dooking?
Yep.
I know Tyler has had some very interesting stories about that. With whenever y'all would hang out a lot, whenever you would spend the night or the weekend at his house every week for
You mean
ever.
you mean the entire year?
I'll pretty much. I think it was easier to count the number of times you didn't go to Tyler's house on the weekend than it was to count
I mean,
the
like,
weeks you did.
arts are comedy gold. They are. They're beautiful.
What was that story about how like one of you sat down in a chair and then with the pizza and y'all completely flipped
Okay.
over in the chair?
That wasn't.
That was
something
Tyler,
different.
wasn't it?
That was something different. Those are two different things. One time, me and Tyler went to go and cook like some foods. They're like Tostino pizzas.
Yeah.
And you just put them in the microwave for like 5 minutes.
Right.
Well, we both went in there. We cooked one apiece, because they're just like little bitty pizzas. And then we brought both of them back, and he set his down in the chair and then went to use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Well, when he came back, he forgot that I was sitting down in his chair, and he just sat down on his pizza.
Oh wow, that's sad. Hello, darkness, my old friend. That's all I can say about
I
that.
remember like all of the rooms that Tyler had in that house before, like the one when you first walk into the door, and the one in the far back, and then the one upstairs. I don't know if he had any more than that.
I almost died laughing one night because of something I did to him in the kitchen. He was standing in front, like, of the door to the refrigerator.
Yeah.
And he was looking for like the keys in like the door.
Right.
And I walked up behind it and I slapped the back of the door and it hit him right in the forehead.
Ooh.
And he couldn't yell because it was like 2:00 in the morning. And there was
You
a
were
right next
you
to
were
Lisa.
evil.
But it was hilarious.
You were so evil.
It's all right. He got me with a snake thing that one time.
I was just about to tell that one of the time that we went to. I was hanging out with him, and for some reason, you had to plug in the light in their back room for it to come on. Wasn't that it? If you had to plug up an extension cord,
Yeah, they had like a deep freezer behind their house, kinda, and it was
it was in
like
like a
a
shed though,
shedish area.
behind the house. It was like attached to the house,
Yeah,
but it was
it's
like a
like a
shed.
build-on type of
Yeah,
deal.
and you had to plug in the light. And Chase reached to plug in the light,
Yeah,
and Tyler just said, "Yeah." He said something to Chase. I don't remember what he said,
I think
but then he said, "Be careful! I saw a rattlesnake back there the other day." And
it was not rattlesnake. It was just snake.
I swear he said rattlesnake, but regardless, he said snake. And I think that was the longest stream of obscenities I've ever heard come out of Chase's mouth as he had just reached to look for the extension cord, and he felt the extension cord and thought it was a snake, and
Guaranteed.
he jumped, and that's, like I said, the longest stream of obscenities I've ever heard Chase say in my life. It was funny. It was hilarious.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of things. 16 years of being.
There was that time that I cussed out Tyler. That was pretty funny.
Whoa, I missed that.
No, it was the one that you got recorded on your phone.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. Oh no, that was funny.
Yeah,
That,
we were in McDonald's parking lot.
I wish that I could post that, but it would get demonetized immediately.
Yeah, whatever.
That
In
was
short.
Oh my goodness, that's one of my I still pull that up sometimes and listen to it back because it's so funny. Tyler had just got his Switch, and Chase, I don't know what was wrong with Chase. Chase was in a mood that day, and just everything Tyler did, Chase had something to say about. It was so funny.
I don't even remember.
He was playing The Binding of Isaac, and Chase was like, "You're supposed to kill the things that are making the enemies." And then he's like, "You should unclip them things and throw the screen out the window. You suck so bad at it."
It was pretty funny.
It was so funny.
Y'all gotta show me that.
I'll show it to you afterwards. I'm cracking up thinking about it right now. He said, "You might as well return that thing. You suck so bad at it."
Unclip that motherfucking thing and throw it out the window.
I'm Nintendo switching consoles. Wheezing, laughing from remembering all the things you said. It's so fun. I'll show it to you afterwards, Tanner. It's so great.
In that man's whole career.
Oh, it's so great. One of the things also I want to throw out there, I know you guys have seen this from the Discord. I sent it in the Discord. I ordered a second monitor, to go with my setup.
Completely broken
It was not completely broken.
screen.
The screen was not shattered.
It looked like they honestly set something heavy on top of it, and it like pressed down on the screen.
Yeah, I'll put a picture of it right here for you guys to look at. But I turned it on. I plugged it in and turned it on, and I saw lines going through. I'm like, all right, I ain't supposed to do that. Then I plugged it into my PC, and once again, lines.
Like somebody a giant put his thumb on it.
I was about to say there was a spot where it looked like something hit the screen and busted it, and then it just caused a problem. So I was looking at them like, wonderful. What was so bad was I came home from work because it was supposed to rain that day. I came home at lunch. I wasted my lunch hour coming home, bringing it inside, putting it together, hooking it up, just to see those lines, and immediately boxed it back up, took it to work with me, taped it shut, put the return label on it. Sayonara. Send it back. And the worst part is they won't send me a new one until they receive the broken one. Which, I mean, I get why, but also I had pictures to confirm that it was broken.
But regardless, next time we're gonna record
Whenever I open the
going
monitor,
get out there and picking it up and bringing it back inside.
well, see, the thing is, FedEx shipped it, and FedEx likes to punt your packages.
They just pick it to you.
Yeah, they pull up in the truck and then punt it out of the back of the truck onto your front doorstep. I'm not kidding. Everything I've ever had I've had 2 packages from FedEx that were breakable, and both of them have come broken. I got my sister-in-law one year for Christmas. I got her. She loves mason jars, so I got her like one of those. It's one of those things that you can like put drinks in, and it's got a tap on it, and you can open it. And
Yeah,
I don't know what they're technically called, but it's yeah, I don't know what to call it, but it looked like a mason jar, and it was completely glass. Shipped it, got it, opened the box, picked the box up out of it, and then I moved the box slightly and started. I was like, well, this is broken, and opened it up. Sure enough, shattered.
How big was
It was like maybe like a gallon, maybe
the pitcher?
about the size of a tea pitcher. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Aunt Niecy had some of those in her house. You remember the thing she put Kool-Aid in, and then you could, like press down on it?
Mason jar.
Huge mason jar.
Yeah. But had a
Mason
little
jar.
tap on the end. Yeah, that's what this was. And I sent a picture of it to Amazon, and they said, "Hey, don't even worry about shipping it back. We'll just send you a new one." So worked out pretty good.
I've never heard anybody outside of like a southern state talk about a mason jar.
I feel like it is a southern thing because, and I'll even say this. See, like at mine and Emily's wedding, I wanted to drink out of mason jars, and she's mad over there. I can hear her. She was like, no, we're not drinking out of mason jars. That's trashy. We're not doing it. She just looked at me and nodded. It is. But then also I did have my mason jars. I didn't really care about it. They were like the centerpieces and stuff. But the main thing was I wanted to drink something about a mason jar is it's colder. It
It
keeps
really
things
is.
colder. Like that's just the way mason jars work. I don't know why.
Keeps my hand colder.
Like
That's the
drink
only
it,
thing that makes it cold.
and you get one that's got like I don't know how to explain this. Like the fruit of the loom symbol, like little fruits on the side of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Them,
Yeah.
they hit on a whole different level.
My favorite type of mason jar. I'll see if I can find a picture of this. My grandmother used to have one of. It was literally a coffee. It wasn't shaped like a coffee cup.
Yeah, it's like
It was a
it's got
mason
like
jar and it had a
handle.
handle on it.
Yeah, yeah.
That was one of
Oh,
the
yeah.
coolest ones, and I loved it so much.
Especially with Mama's tea. You didn't have to put no ice in it.
Yeah, it
Yep.
just dropped.
You can
dropped
tell
in
we're
there.
from the South, very much so. One of the funniest times someone ever asked me, was I from Mississippi, was we were in Kentucky for something with 4-H, and they didn't have sweet tea. They just had iced tea. And we went to a banquet for 4-H, and the first thing they brought tea out, took a sip out of it, was not sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Popped the top on a sweet and low, put about 3 or 4 packets in there,
Stir
and
it up.
had our. I think I had my knife because I didn't think I'd need it. Stirring it, and somebody walked by, put his hand on my shoulder, and put his hand on the guy sitting next to me. Shoulder. He said, "Y'all from Mississippi?" And we said, "Yes, sir." He said, "I could tell whenever I heard those tea glasses ting 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 tinging, mixing sugar into it."
That's kind of like how a lot of us down here we call like pecans.
It's pecan.
Yeah,
Pecan.
pecan.
Don't even say pecan. It's pecan.
Or when someone calls it a crayfish. Either a craw.
Another-
It's crawfish to me.
Also, it's like caramel.
Another one that's really funny
Horrible.
is polecat. That's
Yeah.
a skunk.
It's a skunk.
Yeah, it's a skunk.
People don't know what a polecat is outside of Mississippi.
Yeah, but apparently that's just like a southern thing.
I was
Yeah.
today years old, bro. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it doesn't. It does make sense because we have a lot of
Who would-
really weird sayings.
It's kind of like the chicken, the mountain chicken.
Oh, that's so funny. I love the mountain chicken
That's
joke.
just a frog.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I get where it comes from. Polecat. But what are you gonna think of a polecat when you think of skunk?
I don't know.
I don't know why they call it that either, but
I-
that's what
yeah.
I've always heard them called.
I don't know where.
Jaguar.
That would be a fun thing to like. That'd be a fun thing to like discover. Where did this originate of like names like that? Of like where did the name polecat for a skunk originate? That'd be kind of interesting.
I don't know. There's some really cool names for roads down towards like
Don't say
no,
it. Okay, well, I'll reverse the audio.
But anyways, like one of them's called.
Don't say it. There are some interesting ones though. I know what you're talking about. I've had to at my job. We've had to do addresses in that area. They've got some interesting names.
Bread Road. Well, that's a different place. There's
plenty
a
of
place around
There's one called
Friendship Road.
There's one called Duck Hill.
I've seen Copperhead
Okay.
Road and I've seen Friendship Road.
Yep.
There's a
Because
bush.
we wanted to take a
dairy.
picture by that sign
Oh yeah.
at one point.
Another
didn't we?
thing about
Yeah.
another thing about us living in the southern state is that any road that's named Copperhead, you'll always see cameras around it because everybody tries to steal the road signs.
Yes.
That's just because of the song too.
Yep.
Uh-huh. That's
100%.
exactly why. That's the only reason. It. Mm-mm. You wouldn't have to worry about me stealing it ever.
Lightning.
We had some
Flyer
friends
thing.
in high school. We're not friends anymore. They stole at least 2 stop signs.
Well, who has the time to steal a stop sign?
One of them was like up against a fence. Like they had it to keep stuff from washing for some reason, and they chose to use a stop sign as like a retaining wall. And they saw it and they just took it. They just pulled it up out of the ground and took it. The other one though was not far from their house. And matter of fact, I'm very surprised that my dad did not get mad about this one because he worked for the county, or he still works for the county. But they pulled up to a stop sign and got out, got tools, took the stop sign off of the pole, put it in the back of their truck, and left. Just gone. And I was very surprised that my dad didn't say anything about it because they had to they definitely had to replace that sign because it was in the beat that he worked in. He didn't know that our friend stole it though.
I think we used to have stop signs just laying around our house.
Well, they
It'd
were
be like,
probably old. They were probably old ones that.
well, they
'Cause your
were
dad
probably
worked road construction for a little bit.
well, no, they were probably because somebody had stole them, and then we went over to their house, and they were like, "Yo, that's a cool stop sign," and then we just took it home.
That's possible. Because my dad did that for my brother one time. Of like they had an old one
Yeah.
that they were like gonna just throw away, and he just brought it and gave it to my brother because my brother wanted one.
I think we still got like a construction flag. It was like a road crew that they left outside, like jammed in the ground.
Dude, my
over my house.
grandfather had a bunch. My dad and my grandfather both had a bunch of signs, like old signs that people were just like getting rid of. Like for the longest time, my grandpa had one of those wrong way signs that is on the interstate and the highway of, or mainly interstate. But he had a wrong way sign for the longest time. I think it's still at my parents' house.
Doesn't Mom have a lot of them out back?
Yeah, they have
Yeah, that was out of like a that was somebody they knew, I believe, that worked in the.
I think they came from that.
No, they were from somewhere out towards.
Lafayette. I think.
Yeah, when we were out there.
Gonna have to reverse that audio.
There's plenty of places to name.
Yeah.
Didn't give a direct location.
Well, they know the state and they know the city or the area.
Okay, touche.
Oh, dude, I gotta tell y'all this. This is really interesting. So, I got into watching this one guy on YouTube that he would buy a bunch of dark web mystery boxes, and he bought one, or he didn't buy this one. It just showed up, and it had coordinates listed somewhere on something, and it said "if lost, return to," and it had a Latin long, and it was in Mississippi.
Right. What if it was his house? That would be fucking crazy.
It like the guy's house that bought it, or somebody else's house.
Yeah, no, it was the guy that got shipped to his house. Like it was
that
in his house.
Scary. But they went to the place in Mississippi. It was over towards the Delta. Like it was like almost on the Mississippi River.
Why does everything messed up always happen?
That's where everybody goes to sell their soul.
Yeah,
The
literally.
Delta is kind of a weird place in Mississippi.
I think
Really.
it's got like a bunch of like lore back towards it because like Vicksburg is out towards there,
Yes. The Vicksburg is right by the Mississippi River.
and that's where a
Very-
large portion of the war happened.
Very, very famous Civil War site. I've been there. It's
I
very
have been there too.
it's very
I've been there.
interesting to see. It's very cool.
Yeah.
I remember they had an old ironclad that they had pulled up out of the water and had uh restored, and you could actually walk through the ironclad, and it was pretty cool. It was really interesting to just see that part of history.
Have you heard the thing about ancient people, ancient giants
Yes.
living through here? That
Yes.
there's a whole bunch of mounds and stuff that are around.
Yep.
And supposedly under the mounds there are
Giant
large
skeletons.
skeletons.
Well, even
They're like a huge burial site.
like, and that's not hard for me to believe because obviously my background, of my background of history, it, talks about there were giants that lived in the world at one point, so it doesn't shock me,
And dragons.
Dragons
Well,
are
like
mentioned. Dragons are mentioned.
Biblically.
So are
well,
unicorns.
that's kind of like how like Joe Rogan and then they were talking about like the dragon bones. And, like
Yeah,
you'd have to have
the dragons wouldn't leave their bones because they'd have to be light enough to fly, which would mean that they'd have to be hollow like a bird's bone. so they wouldn't
Ah.
calcify and turn into bone, like actual.
Like they wouldn't
They wouldn't
fossilize.
fossilize.
That's interesting. That's pretty cool. One of the interesting things that has just happened recently, I found an old laptop, the original laptop that we tried to record off of that did not go very well. And I've got it set up to where Sims can edit now. So hopefully you guys can expect a little bit more content coming your way. Like we said, we've already started gaming again and getting that stuff recorded. And like I said, the only thing holding us up from recording via Discord is
Discord.
yeah, and I figured out how to get it to work in OBS. I just was not able to listen to my game audio and them talking at the same time. So
Do you think we would be able to like help editing with your computer?
Possibly.
I think that
Like, I'm
y'all would be
downloading.
able to.
I'm down. Or I've
I
charged it
sent
up
you the
there.
link to it in Discord.
Yeah, you did. I
So-
can. Like, I'm charging my computer right now at the house. It's just
Maybe
taking
maybe
forever
we
to
should go ahead
charge.
and drop the link to the Discord.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Not the back room.
Yeah, I know.
Wh-
Well, that's closed off anyways.
Yeah,
unless you're
I
invited to
closed it off where it's invite only. Basically, the backroom Discord is the one that we all use to communicate and coordinate and everything. But we also have the Owner Controllers Discord that we can go ahead and I guess I can drop it in the description if you want to join the Discord.
Yeah, you're free.
Okay, so something very interesting I also want to touch on. Obviously, very happy that Sims is able to edit. The other thing I really want to touch on is this is something really really cool that I noticed. The 2023 Grammys is going to add a new category for video game soundtracks. I'm pretty hyped about that because gaming is kind of coming back to the mainstream of it's okay to like gaming music and like songs from video games. And I have like boycotted the Grammys ever since like 2016 or 2017 whenever they screwed the pooch with when Metallica played. Do you remember that, Chase?
I've never watched it.
Metallica was set to perform because they had just released Hardwired to Self-Destruct was their newest album in 20. They had released it in 2016. It was 2017. They were slotted to play the Grammys with Lady Gaga as part of, and those are two. I mean, I like Lady Gaga. Metallica's my favorite band. They did the rehearsal. Everything was good. They got up to do the performance. James Hetfield steps up to the microphone, starts singing. No sound. No sound whatsoever.
I didn't have to do him like that.
Lady Gaga's mic, fine. So it turns from, and what it is he sings a lot, like he sings a verse, she sings a verse, and then they come together on the chorus. He sings his part, nothing. She sings her part, nothing. He leans back in, nothing. She sings her part, and then it comes to they start sharing the mic. They made it work, but oh man, that made me so mad. Of the first, and this is like the first Grammy performance I think they had been a part of since like the early 2000s or like late 90s. And it was like, dude, which Metallica has always kind of been screwed at the Grammys. You know, they lost to Jethro Tull in like 89 or 90.
What's the kind of up there? I mean, they kind of did go to Congress.
Oh yeah, they did that. That
yeah,
was
and
that.
he walked in there with like a wig on, and punk outfit.
They what he's referring to is that originally, you didn't have the parental advisory for explicit lyrics on like albums and stuff. Parents were lobbying to get that put on there, and Dee Snider from Twisted Sister went to Congress and pled his case of why they shouldn't have to put that on their music, because music is also protected under the First Amendment right of you have freedom of speech, whether or not you use bad words or not. Obviously, you shouldn't say racist things or wrong or like, insensitive things, but explicit, and it's talking about like obviously like a lot of metal music, a lot of rock music is explicit. We know they have cursing in them, and they have talking about certain things and whatnot that some people don't think is okay, which sometimes it's not, obviously. But Dee Snider went to Congress and was like, "Hey, look, we don't think we should do it." But then I can't remember who the other guy was. There was another guy that they asked him he was a musician. They asked him his opinion on it, and he said, "Put that on there. All it'll do is make people want to buy it more. Make teenagers want to buy it more because they're not supposed to have it." Just like, I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, how many of us wanted to buy M-rated games when we were not old enough to buy them?
Yeah.
We
I
all did.
I
We all
remember.
did.
I still remember going into GameStop and buying Saints Row 4, and him looking at them all and like, "You do know what this game has in it, right?"
Somebody did that to me whenever I was getting Halo. I think I'd gotten Halo 3. No, I'd already gotten Reach because I think I can't remember if my brother or if my parents got it for me when I got my Xbox 360. But I'd gotten Halo 3. Don't remember how I got it. I mean, I went and bought it at GameStop, but I don't remember who went with me. But I went to get CEA, and they set me up. They were checking me out and everything. I had my money, and my grandfather went with me. And I thought I was in the clear. He did not ask. And then he told my grandpa, he was like, "So by the way, this game's rated M for blood and gore, violence, and language." And then my grandpa kind of looked at me and was like, "Your parents okay with this?" I was like, "I mean, I already have 2 of them." And he's like, "Okay." And then he told my parents later. My parents asked me, like, "What game did you get that was kind of bad?" I was like, "Oh, it was just Halo." And they're like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
Mhm.
All right, that's all it was.
It could have been a lot worse.
I mean, yeah, I could have been buying GTA at the age of 12.
Or Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, or Mortal Kombat.
Oh,
I don't know. Our parents, mine and his parents, were kind of different between whenever I was little and between whenever he was little. Because like they wouldn't let me watch a lot of stuff whenever I was younger. Like they wouldn't
Really?
let me watch like South Park. They wouldn't let me play GTA for a long time because of a certain weapon that you could find in the police station bathroom.
Yeah.
And yeah, they wouldn't let me do a lot of that stuff.
oh, I
And
got
then he just got away with everything.
Well, that's kind of crazy because like my older brother, my parents always had the philosophy of, and like I said, cell phones weren't a big thing when my brother was growing up. So in the early 2000s, it was really cool if you had a cell phone. And my parents told my brother they would not buy him a cell phone. They would not pay for his cell phone. Uh, he had to, if he wanted a phone, he had to buy it and pay for it. So he did. That's what he did. Fast forward to like 2012, 2013. No, even earlier than that, like 2010. I go on my first beta trip, and my cousin gives me one of those like preloaded phones of you
Yeah.
just buy you put a certain amount of money in. I still remember it cost $2 to call somebody, but once you called somebody, you could call however many times you wanted the rest of that day. It just anytime you called, it cost $2. Then after that, you didn't have to pay again until the next day, and then every text message you sent cost 2 cents that you would put on the phone. And I had that phone forever. And granted, I did pay like what money I had to put on my card. But then after that, I got my first iPhone, and I think I got it for Christmas. That's how I got it. So I mean, it was a gift. My parents bought it for me, and my parents paid for it for that entire time. And it's just a big difference because whenever my brother was growing up, you really didn't have to have a phone. But now, I I don't see how parents send like a 13 or 14-year-old off with their friends somewhere without a cell phone at this point because of the world we live in of just anything that could happen of you need to be able to call somebody.
I think they're like eventually, if I ever have a kid, then that needs to be a lot less part of their life, though.
Oh yes.
Because
Oh,
like I'm not just
absolutely.
gonna throw my kid in front of the TV,
We've got too
or the
many
iPad.
we've got too many screen kids.
Yeah, we really do. There's like so many people that really need to be whooped when they grow up, when they
And
were
see,
growing up.
that's something that Emily was telling me, said that she works with a lot of teenagers. And she said that I don't think they really know how to communicate because she said that like she'll talk to people when they come in and they'll just kind of like nod or like wave or something, like not really talk. And I told her, I said, yeah, it was because you got parents that didn't want to raise their kids and just threw them in front of a screen to watch, and that's all I mean, that's all that they do is they watch stuff on YouTube or they play games. Like literally, that's all that they do. You know, which I mean, I love gaming, but also I don't mind getting outside and going and doing stuff. Just to kind of break away from the screen for a little bit.
Man, I'm getting too old for that.
I mean, I'm a screen kid, and I can be a very sociable person, but not in front of a camera, risking getting demonetized.
Yeah. Uh, there's a lot more colorful language, definitely from not me. Look at this. I'm throwing everybody on the bus. I don't talk like that. I used
Not
to.
racist.
No, not
Not
racist.
racist.
Not
Bad.
racist. It's like a lot more cursing from
Yeah.
everybody else, barring me. I don't. I quit doing that a long time ago. We try and keep things PG. Well, no, we said PG-13. We try and keep things PG-13. Yes. Oh no, it's PG.
I think Shrek might be rated E actually.
No, it's
E
it's,
for
it's,
everyone.
PG. It's PG because they do drop a couple cuss words in there. And it's surprising the first time you hear it because I never noticed it as a kid. But you,
Like whenever they're singing and dancing in the little thing, when they do,
Lord Farquaad.
yeah, Lord Farquaad's
Yeah.
castle, that little thing where it comes out, find your shoes.
wipe your
Yeah.
face. No, Donkey straight up says the D word, and then also no, he says parfait is the best thing on the whole planet, dang planet, but he uses a different word.
Darn plain.
And then Shrek calls him an annoying original term for donkey. I don't like using the word, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, he calls donkey a stubborn
But
Boobs.
that word.
Man boobs.
And it's very crazy to hear that, like, growing up and watching that movie and be like, oh, hold on. I didn't know this was here.
wait a second.
I never noticed that. It is crazy though, of like you start watching stuff back and you realize how many adult jokes are in kids shows that go over your head as a child.
Oh, especially.
Yes,
SpongeBob's
especially
crazy about it.
SpongeBob. Even like watching some of regular show and Adventure Time, because me and Emily have been watching Adventure Time recently.
Oh, it's so cringe. Like I remember
Yeah.
looking back at it, like, oh my gosh, there's
It-
no way I was this cringe.
Yeah, there are some things that I'll go back and watch now. It's like, oh, I can't believe I liked this. Adventure Time still holds up though. Like Adventure Time, and so does regular show. Those two shows still hold up in my
How
eyes.
I feel every time I watch it.
I believe you. We
So moving on. What games have you guys been playing recently? Obviously, we talked about we've been playing Halo Reach together, and you guys can expect that first video soon. I hope. I don't know when, but I don't know. It'll probably come out after this because this is going to go up Monday.
yeah, well, me and Tanner have been kind of going back and playing through all the Call of Duties actually
Really,
the past couple.
you guys been playing campaign or
I just multiplayer. You know,
Multiplayer.
just playing around. We played Black Ops. We played Ghost for a little while. Then we played where we moved to Black Ops 3 for a little while.
is there a lot of like people that are like hacking and whatnot? Or
In
In
Black Ops
2?
2,
In Black Ops 2?
yes.
It's very hard to
Yes.
find a lobby that someone's not hacking.
because I feel like that's what happens when a game gets old and defunct. Of you, it just becomes hackers and
We went from
Yeah.
we went
Yeah.
to Ghost, Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4. Then we went to Cold War for a long time.
Yeah, we played Cold War for a little while. Then we actually played Cold War. Then we went to Black Ops 4 for a little while.
Let me ask you guys a question, and I've noticed I've there's a few videos that have popped up in my feed, and I'm not interested in watching them because I'm not a hardcore Call of Duty fan. But why is it that everybody hates Ghost?
Uh,
I've
They
played-
don't
I've-
hate Ghost anymore
Okay,
because of
well, hold on.
recent.
because of recent ones.
So back in the day, whenever it came out, it was one of the starting games that was going between
360 and
360
Xbox One.
and the one.
Because I remember that. Because I actually played, and I think one of the gripes people had it didn't have zombies. It had the alien mode.
Yeah. Well,
And I played that. I kind of enjoyed it. I played that with some friends, and I
Yeah.
liked it.
we back in the day, I think we went from Black Ops 2 to Modern Warfare 3, and those were the goats of the
Right.
Call of Duty community for a
Right.
long time. And those were really, really high expectations. And then when it went over to they
One.
passed the torch to Ghost, and Ghost was like it was made by a different company, but it was still through the Call of Duty place.
Okay.
They're-
Did Activision?
I believe Raven and Sledgehammer.
Okay, so Activision didn't make it. Activision does make Call of Duty, right?
Yeah, Activision is key part, but like the two main people that made that were the big players in the Call of Duty was Treyarch, which
Mhm.
makes the Black Ops series.
Right.
They deal with like zombies and stuff, and then the other one is Infinity Ward, which deals with
Like
Modern
Modern
Warfare,
Okay.
Modern Warfare and stuff like that.
Right.
Well, whenever it came out, it just kind of fell into this weird, different play style, I believe,
Mhm.
that wasn't Modern Warfare 3 and it wasn't Black Ops 2, and everybody was like, "This game is trash."
Right.
And then Advanced Warfare came out, and everybody was like, "This game absolutely dog do."
Really? I
Yeah,
thought people liked Advanced Warfare.
They
me and
love
Tyler
Black.
like Advanced Warfare.
Because, in matter of fact, it was the first one to have parkour in it, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the first one with Echo Suits.
It's after it was after
Now,
Titanfall. So like we talked about in the last podcast, Titanfall kind of dated every single first person shooter.
And then I believe they went after that. I can't remember which one. They either did Infinity
they said they did.
Warfare
No, they
or
did Black Ops 3.
they did Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 was really, really good. A lot of people liked it. Like, it was
Right.
like the resurgence of
Hey,
Call
that
of
was
Duty.
even the first. That was the first Call of Duty I ever bought was Black Ops 3, and that was just to play with Chase and Tyler.
Yeah, we put a people's elbow on you.
You sure did. You sure did.
Especially
And
in
zombies. I wish that I had that clip.
There's a bunch of stuff that I've done in Black Ops 2 though. Like, I wish I had this. But then, it went to Infinity Warfare, and people were like, "Well, we found the new doggy do, absolute dookie do
Yeah.
of games."
Just lowest tier on the tier list.
Yeah,
Huh?
it was like
And there was
so bad. It was like you can buy. It was like the most pay to win Call of Duty I think I've ever seen.
Oh, and I hate how games are moving more towards that. I hate the pay to win monarch. Of
like GTA.
gaming. Look, that one's different.
and
really not.
also, and then World War II.
Yeah, a lot of people hated on World War II a lot.
You liked
It's
it a lot,
probably
didn't you,
because of
Chase?
the
I did.
crates in there.
did.
Every time you opened a crate, it was like,
Oh, did they
"Oh,
move
here
to
you
loot
go,
crates?
the same thing 300 times."
Did they move to loot crates and loot boxes too?
I think they
I don't-
did.
I hate
I don't
how
remember.
I hate that. I
I can't
really
remember if
do.
World War II had crates in it or not.
And
'Cause
then
even-
World War
even-
II, and then there was Black Ops 4. Black
Even
Ops
Halo
4,
started doing that in Halo 5 of they had packs which loot crates, and then also did the same thing with I think Infinite has the same thing.
Now, Black Ops 4 is their loot crates are actually they can be good. Like their special like deals of the day,
Yeah,
buy
that's
for a
just-
certain
those
amount of
weren't
crates that
crates,
you
though.
save up.
Yeah.
That's like RNG inside the black market. And actually, the black market, I learned the other day, does not work on the PC anymore.
Really?
You open up the black market on Black Ops 4 on PC, and it crashes the game, I believe.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Does it have crossplay from PC to Xbox, PlayStation?
No, I don't think. No, I don't think Black Ops 4 does.
Oh man, it's crazy.
Cold War does.
Okay.
Yeah, Cold War definitely does.
So then, what so continue on with your so basically what has happened is that they thought Ghost was the worst, but now that they've seen what has happened in recent years, they like Ghost more than those games.
Yeah, it was like then Cold War came out, and I don't know, it was kind of like mixed reviews on that one. I mean, personally, it wasn't the worst, but it also wasn't the best.
Okay, I
A
got
lot
you.
of Call of Duty has moved to where the main gameplay mechanic is movement instead
Right.
of gunfight.
Right,
And if you can move better than somebody else, then you can out gunfight.
right,
Whereas it used to not be quite like that. Like you get into a gunfight with somebody and you just outplay them,
right.
But now it's just, oh yeah, I can move in a real dumb way and I can slide cancel and shoot you in 0.3 seconds.
Yeah.
But granted, back in the day, you did have people that were like, I'm gonna drop shot you. You go to walk up to them and they lay down prone, and
Yeah.
shoot you in the pecker.
Yeah.
But
Now they're all, "You want to see my SMG?"
yeah, well, SMG running 400 miles per hour, jumping, sliding.
I'll say I tried to play. Was it Black Ops 4 that y'all let me play for a little bit the other day, and yeah,
Yeah, it was Black Ops 4, I believe.
I was not having
Or
a
it was
good
Cold
time.
War, one or the other.
I was not having a good time. But then we swapped over and played SWAT for a little bit, and whenever I fixed my FOV and turned my sensitivity up, I was actually not that bad at.
Also, another game that Chase doesn't like for some reason and won't play with me is Apex. Apex is actually a pretty decent game from
Really?
my experience.
Because I do not like battle royales.
I'm not a big fan of it either. Like I definitely would never play Fortnite.
No,
Terrible.
Fortnite's off the list.
I would maybe try PUBG, but I
No.
don't like battle royale.
Yeah, like the closest thing to battle royale that you're ever going to see me play is Battlefield.
I don't like.
Not even the Call of Duty one.
No,
What's
I'm not playing Warzone or Blackout. Most of the time, I don't play Blackout.
I absolutely hate like third person battle royales, and also, yeah, I don't like Warzone.
Mm.
Warzone's not it.
I think Halo's adding one like that to Infinite, and I haven't played Halo Infinite. Probably won't
Well, I'm
because
surprised
I
they're
love.
even adding anything to Halo Infinite.
Dude, they're adding Forge now, and I'm not gonna lie, Forge for Halo Infinite looks great. I saw like people are like remaking Call of Duty maps in Halo.
Remember in Forge whenever you change over to the Forge thing, you just become the
The Oracle. Yes, I love that.
I remember when we used to play it, one person would be the Oracle, and they'd fly around in Forge mode, and then the other people would have to snipe them down with a Spartan laser or
Oh,
something.
that sounds great.
Yeah, that was the oldie one.
And that's we were talking about Red versus Blue earlier. I really liked how they implemented that into the storyline of they had one of the characters become an Oracle for a little bit, and it's great. It's some like grade A humor with that. Excuse me. Um, Another thing I want to touch on real quick. Obviously we always go through and we tell you since it is the beginning of the month, it is February 2nd. What? February 2nd. December 2nd. I'm sorry. Went dumb for a second there. December 2nd, as we were filming this. So the games of PlayStation Plus for the month of December are Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I'm assuming that's just the first game. Never played Mass Effect, don't know much about it, but it's free with PlayStation Plus. Biomutant, I think that's a newer game, isn't it?
Never heard of it.
I haven't heard about any of these games.
If you can't tell, we're the Xbox crew
Yeah.
of Under Controllers. Sims and Tyler are the PlayStation bunch. And then also games with gold for Xbox from December 1st to December 31st. The whole month of December is Colt Canyon. Looks like a Western shooter kind
Like
of.
a cowboy game.
It sounds like a cowboy game. I don't know. I might.
You know what
download it,
we
give it a
should
shot.
do? We should all get together and play Victor Ron. That would be cool.
Top-down. It's like a top-down game, kind of like Diablo.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It has Motorhead in it. There's a
Really?
Motorhead
There is a
DLC.
Motorhead DLC.
Oh
in
dang,
it.
might have to silence the music for that one.
Yeah, that's
Unfortunately.
DMCA right there for you.
Yeah. And then also, and let me ask you. I'll ask you after I tell you. The other game with gold on Xbox is Bladed Fury, and it is available from December the 16th to January the 15th. Why does Xbox do that? Why because even like on the last podcast, whenever I put one in there or whenever I looked at it, it's like one's available for the whole month, and then the other one's available for half the month. Why is Xbox still doing that?
Well, the way that Game Pass works basically is
Mhm.
it's added to free to play, because Microsoft
Right.
buys the game's rights for a little while,
Okay.
and you get to download it for that entire month. Basically, that's free to play.
Right.
And I don't think like once a game leaves Game Pass, I don't think you lose it on your downloads. I'm not entirely sure though.
I'll have to look back and see because I dare say that because I got Assassin's Creed 4 that way, is that it was free with Game Gold, and I was like, oh, I'll download it and play it, and that made me love Assassin's Creed. But I downloaded it, and I want to say that if I didn't have Gold, it wouldn't let me access the game unless I was offline.
I mean, those games with gold.
Yeah, that's the way that it worked. So yeah, instead of paying $60 for the game once, you have to pay $20 forever to play it, I guess. But also, that reminds me, I've got to get a new Game Pass. I'm out. I think, or I might have like 2 days left. I'll have to sign into Xbox and see.
$10?
15.
15.
It's $15 for a month.
Okay,
Game Pass.
I'll watch One Piece with you if we can play all of Cuphead.
I am not playing Cuphead.
Hey, if we can film it for the channel, I'll be fine with that. I'll sit back and watch and laugh.
You're gonna have a lot of editing to do.
I really like. I don't know what's wrong with me. What a way to start a sentence. I am terrible at platformers.
Cuphead is just annoying as hell.
Yeah,
I've-
very repetitive.
I've never been able to play a platformer. Like not even Mario. I'm terrible at Mario. That should be something we should do.
Do some of the Kaizo Marios.
I was gonna
The
say.
troll ones.
I was gonna like Cat Mario.
Yeah, kind of like that.
I was gonna say let's do a. Let's just plug in my SNES Classic and like record like Super Ghouls and Ghosts and see who can get the farthest in the mission. which is Chase, obviously, because Chase is the only one that's good at platformers or
You'd have to-
decent at
You'd have to
platformers.
get. I think you have to. You talking about the actual NES or
No,
the one
no,
that they
mine.
sold?
My
The one that came from like Walmart.
yeah,
Yeah,
the one that because
The mini
it's
one.
HDMI.
Yeah, the mini one.
We could record it,
Sit there
or
and
or
play,
also do Super Mario World. That would be great.
or sit there and play T-Rex game, and offline.
Oh, the offline dinosaur game.
Dude, dude, that's a good idea. Not a lot of people do that, I don't think.
Speed run.
We used to do that all the time.
Speed run.
Like if at school, if the internet went down for some reason, we used to all do that. That's hilarious. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, dude, that's
one
a
of my
great,
favorite games.
hilarious. Matter of fact, I was thinking about like if I were to try and do some streaming of. I've never played The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and it's on the SNES console. And as you can tell, The Legend of Zelda is my favorite game series, followed by Halo. Um, and I thought it'd be cool to like just play that because I've never played it before.
I thought it'd be fun to play Borderlands. Just go through all the games.
Yes, I would
Yeah.
love to do that.
I really feel like we need another capture card and another laptop that is capable of recording because then we can all. Originally, what we wanted the channel to be was we have everyone, we do stuff together, but also we do stuff separate and edit, and we just all upload to the same channel and work together. And like, we all come together for the podcast, or like, hey, we're all gonna play Halo together and do this or whatnot. But then there was also like standalone things that we also would do, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Uh,
Definitely.
especially back in the day when nobody had money
Yeah.
to do anything, because that was. I managed to scrape together the $70 to buy a used capture card, and that's what we did. We used one capture card and recorded off of my laptop. That it was really a gamble on whether or not it was going to record or not. I really don't know how some of those early videos got made because my laptop. Okay, so I was dumb, obviously, when I was younger. Everybody is. I bought, or my original laptop had a Core i3 processor in it, and I thought the reason that we couldn't film gaming videos was because my processor wasn't good enough. So when I bought this laptop, I bought a Core i7 to make sure that I had the ability to record stuff. Does not work.
Capture card.
No. It does not have a dedicated graphics card.
That would be it.
That's
That'd
the
be it.
reason. And since I've got my PC, no problem at all. Works great. Except whenever OBS resets the capture card resolution for no reason.
I have heard many problems with that. So
Well, I figured out how to fix it, so I'm not worried about it anymore.
I've come to the realization that I was mentioned in one video from long ago.
Which video?
It was at one point when Chase called me his little sister. I went from one tiny little joke to actually being on the channel.
Yeah, you're actually here, man. How does that feel? It was
All
you,
right.
you were a joke and now you're here.
Like, think about it. Leave the more for
Or like something else. The more you talk about it, the more likelihood it has to show up. We're not saying the word ever.
communist.
No.
go.
No, SW. Don't say it. No. There's a ranch for them.
Ram.
That's the same thing as what I said.
No, they're not. No, you will get dude. People will like call you out. They are different. I'm not kidding. They are. No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Well, you don't say it because that makes them show up.
Yeah, it's Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice rule.
Yeah.
Exactly. Except you say it one time instead of three.
Yeah, Beetlejuice.
But
Know him? He's
but
Oh.
one of them is an actual spirit or creature in a sense, and then the other one is a person, like legit a
They're both
person.
people.
The one you said used to be a person, but got consumed by a spirit, essentially. Not like ghost spirit, but the spirit of that, and it it comes from people that are basically if you eat a human, if you commit an act of cannibalism. Are you looking up the difference?
Yeah.
Dude, the Lore Lodge did a whole video on the difference that I watched this week. I know all about this now.
We're going to have to explain that certain word.
It makes them show up.
They don't show. That's like in Illinois or wherever that's at.
No, they're here too, man.
This is Native American month. We have.
Yes.
No, that
I
was
don't
last
care.
month.
I'll
That
go
was
out there and
last month, my
fight
bad.
one.
But legit
fight.
though, one of them is you're consumed by the spirit of the Wendigo, and it's usually from people that
Contract AIDS
no, it's from people that
from deer.
consume human flesh. Of basically, I think the way it works is you have to be incredibly cold and incredibly hungry, and you have to commit an act of cannibalism. And then the other one is like kind of like a witch almost. Of you have like you have to find another one.
That's very good YouTube content. We should try that.
No, I'm not up for finding those kind of things. I'm up for surviving.
They will be you trying to survive.
I don't know.
It's all fun and games until you hear round one.
I don't know.
So
I don't know if they exist or not, but I'm not gonna mess around and find out. That's all I'm gonna say. Native Americans have legends for a reason. That's all I'm gonna say.
I got plenty of Native American.
They ain't gonna mess with us.
Are you? That just makes them want to come after you.
No.
Are you? Do y'all? Are y'all actually Native American?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
Really?
Native American through Granny and
Yeah, one of our great grandmothers was like 25%, or she might have been half
Really?
Native American. I can't remember the exact number.
I'm pretty sure she was.
It was one of the.
Pretty cool.
She was
That's
either
why-
full
that's
blooded
why-
or a quarter or half.
That's
One
why
or the other.
Pawpaw and Betty look so like dark.
Yeah,
I
mine and
think,
his dad looked very, very.
I think that
dark
I'm
skin.
just white, just completely nothing
think-
but.
Also, we got the Irish.
We got the red hair. We got the red hair in our beard from. Also, ironically, the same side that we got the black hair from.
Really?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. Almost every single guy in mine and Tanner's family has red in their beard.
Yeah.
Whenever it
Because
grows
Tyler
up.
does too.
Well, Tyler's
Tyler's a cousin.
Tyler's from a different side of the family than that, though.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind then.
Yeah, that's for my grandfather. Tyler is our cousin for my grandmother
That's right. That because his
And-
grandmother and your grandmother are.
cousin.
That's right.
Supposedly.
Maybe.
Supposedly.
I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes in the South, you know.
I oftentimes question myself of are Chase and Tyler actually cousins, or is that one of those scenarios of you just say they're your cousin but they're really not?
I've always been told that
That y'all are.
that his grandmother and my grandmother were cousins. That's
Yeah.
what I've always been told. Now, well, that's what I'm
Did y'all ever do that with like friends of like, oh yeah, that's my cousin, but they're really not?
I do not do that because I've had people do that to me that I do not like.
Yeah, I've never done that. I don't think I've ever claimed somebody as a cousin and they weren't.
There's I don't know. There's like a lot of people though that grew up around that were like you'd call their parents aunt and uncle.
Yeah, but they weren't.
Yeah, and they just weren't.
Yeah, 'cause I remember you
That's
said
another
that.
indicator that we're from the South.
Because I remember that you said that there were a lot of people that we went to school with that you hung out with whenever you were like like you grew up, literally grew up
Yeah.
with. I think we're getting about ready to round out the podcast. We've been going for a little bit, and there's still a good bit to be cut out of this. So, I want to cap off on one more thing, on some more gaming news. Top games releasing in December of 2022. I want you guys to tell me how likely you are to pick up any of these games, and also tell me if you know anything about them. So the first one is Midnight Suns, Marvel Midnight Suns. Is that supposed to be a fighting game?
No, I believe it's a free roam game, but it's based off of the Midnight Suns comic books,
Uh-huh.
which goes towards Marvel's mystic side. I
Mhm.
believe the first Midnight Suns comic book was actually Ghost Rider.
Really?
Yeah, but Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, not the original Ghost Rider, which
Mhm.
ironically isn't actually a Ghost Rider. They later changed his name to Phantom Rider, but
Mhm.
you know,
Okay. So that's one of you gonna be picking that up? Either of y'all?
I mean, me, it could be a possibility,
Right.
but I probably.
I mean,
It came out today.
it
That-
feels kind of like one of the Deadpool game series
Yeah.
type of deal. Where I don't think I would
Like, I
actually
never,
play
I
it, but
never
I
played
definitely watch
either of the
cutscenes
single
to it.
games either.
There's only one, I think.
Um,
There's two.
it released today for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, for the Switch and for PC. The next one is the Callisto Protocol.
I haven't
I
seen it.
don't know.
I
It released
believe
today.
the Callisto Protocol is kind of like
Looks like
it
space.
plays off. Yeah, it plays off like the spin of like Dead Space.
I was about to say it
kinda.
looks kind of like
It's like
a
a
Dead Space
space
game
horror
almost.
movie.
Yeah.
Or it's like a space
Uh,
horror game.
Released today for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. The next game is Need for Speed Unbound, released today.
We're
PlayStation
still
5,
buying Need for
Xbox
Speed games.
Series X/S, and the PC. I'm probably not picking that
Yeah,
one up.
probably not playing Need for Speed.
The next one is Hello Neighbor 2, releases the 6th for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
Yeah, it's like a hunting game.
It's kind of like it's one of those
Like Dead
games.
by
of,
Daylight or
Yeah, I was
Dragon
about
Ball
to say
Breakers.
it's one of those games, right? Of like one person is it's a hide and seek
Yeah,
game kind
hide
of.
and seek. Yeah.
Yeah, there was one I really wanted to play. Of it was based on Sasquatch. It looked really fun. Of like 4 people are hunters.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
And then
Oh,
one of them
yeah.
Sasquatch. I feel like that'd be a great game for us to play because if Chase is Sasquatch, then it's true.
I really want to play social deception games with people.
It looks so great. Like that would be a fun game to play. The next one is Dragon Quest Treasures, releases on December 9th for Nintendo Switch. It's like Nintendo's version of Final Fantasy, basically.
It's like a
It's a turn-based game.
it's like a turn based.
It's literally Final Fantasy. It's Final Fantasy, but with like a Dragon Ball art style.
The weird one.
I played Dragon Quest 9. I don't understand the story at all.
Yeah.
They said Fable was my favorite series, game series as a kid, and then I went and played it when I was a kid, and
Okay,
I was like, "Oh, this is garbage."
Fable 1 is great. Fable 2 and 3, and the other one, I think there's a fourth one, trash. Absolutely.
I really like the second one.
Really?
I like all the Fables.
Really?
Yeah.
I loved the first one.
Then again,
I played the first one on PC. I loved it.
my childhood game was Skylanders, and everybody remembers those.
Bruh, that was like I asked for that for Christmas, I think, whenever it came out. I thought it was so cool. And then everyone started jumping on that train of Legos did that, and then so did Disney did that. Yeah.
Well, Skylanders lasted the longest. I think they lasted until 2018. I bought every game every year.
Yeah, I think after I didn't get the second game, but I think after the second game it kinda whenever you did the swap Skylanders one, I feel like that's kinda when it tapered off for me.
People really got tired of paying $15 for action figure turns out.
Dude. Oh, and then Nintendo did the same thing with Amiibos.
Yeah, amiibos.
I kinda hate that I didn't buy some of those now, because you can get cool stuff in Breath of the Wild,
That is.
with those Amiibos. It's very sad, especially since like the ones I need you can buy for, $50 now. The next game I have is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Releases December 13th for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and PlayStation PC. I guess it's just a extension of Final Fantasy VII.
Yep. Final Fantasy 16.
Basically. And then the last one is High on Life. Releases December the 13th for Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
Yes.
What is it?
Yes. High on Life is like, it's made by Justin Roiland, the person that makes Rick and Morty.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see that in the art.
Is
style
that the one
now.
with like the
talking guns, the
I
talking
see that
weapons
in
and
the art
stuff?
style then.
I'd play that.
Dude, it looks so good. I think we're really gonna have to get that in place.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to let you play through that one. We'll see.
Yeah.
If it's on
definitely-
Steam and it's not
definitely
super
R-rated.
expensive, I might. Oh, it is.
Definitely.
Oh, we might not can put that on the channel then.
We can put it on there. Just put it advising at the middle. At the front.
Might could throw a. I really honestly want us to do some live streams of just us, like all of us in a room playing a game together. Not necessarily like playing Halo or something, but like a game like that of just, hey, we're trying this game out on stream. Come hang out with us for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'd have to make us a Twitch account for,
No, you can do it on YouTube. Stream to YouTube.
yeah, we could do it on YouTube if we wanted to.
It'd be better to do it on YouTube.
I want to do Twitch though. Twitch is starting to go downhill though.
Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna find anybody on Twitch. Not at the beginning.
Do it
Yeah.
on OnlyFans.
I mean, our OnlyFans gameplay.
Dude, that's actually no, we're not doing that. We're not doing
Troll us.
that would be a Dude, I saw a comedian that he met this girl on Tinder. He matched with her, talked with her for a little bit, and then he messaged her on Instagram
Yeah.
and was like,
Mhm.
"Hey, I just thought we should take it off Tinder." And she was like, "Oh, I don't have a Tinder." And he was like, "Oh, I got catfished." So then he said, "But I realized that's a really good icebreaker." He said, "So I just started texting random girls and say, hey, I just thought we should take it off Tinder." And he said it was going really good until one girl said,
I need to make a fake profile.
said,
Yeah.
said, "Oh, that's really weird. Can you send me a screenshot of the profile?" And he had to hurry and make a fake profile of that girl to send to her. And then he said that fake profile started getting likes. And he said, "I think I understand why people do this." He said, so he started matching with people, and then he would invite them to his
His show.
comedy
Yeah.
shows. And what's so funny is he's up there and he says, "There's like 10 guys here tonight that's looking to see Jessica." And then, and he goes, "Is it you?" And then one goes, "No, it's him." And he just goes, "Dude, I'm sorry. I hope you're enjoying the show, though."
Got him.
I really like when you hear people arguing, like, he insults the guy's shirt. He's like,
Yeah.
"You stupid shirt,"
Yeah.
and he's like, "God, imagine how mad you have to be to insult someone's shirt."
Yeah. Yeah, legit. Oh, I did that one time to somebody. Legit, like there's this guy I showed cows with, and he was one of those people that's like thought that he was better than everybody else. And he, he was wearing a shirt, and I looked at him. I was like, hey, man, that's a nice shirt. I like that shirt." And he's like, "Oh, thanks. You should go get one." It's like, "You can go to Walmart and get one." It's like, "Oh, bro, do they make them do they make them for men?" And it's like,
Got
oh
him.
man, yeah, it's tired and lame joke that totally didn't steal from SNL or from anyone else. But hey, he didn't see it coming. Chase, I believe you had something that you wanted to add or that you wanted to talk about, didn't you? Some news or something
Oh yeah, Todd Howard, the guy who makes like Fallout and Skyrim and stuff the other day,
from Bethesda.
might
Okay.
have potentially leaked the new. Well, the other day he was in an interview with somebody,
Hmm.
and he was like, "Yeah, I can't wait for Skyrim 6 to the Elder Scrolls 6 to finally be done."
Oh,
And
so they're working
yeah,
on it.
yeah, it sounds like they're really working on it.
That sounds great, dude. I think they said Rockstar even said that GTA 6 is supposedly coming out in 2024, even after the frigging hack and leak.
That is hilarious, though. It is hilarious that they did that.
They deserve Rockstar.
They've been
Blue balling people for
Dude, it
10
amazed.
years
I
now.
I didn't realize this. GTA 5 is about to be out for 10 years.
It is already out for 10 years, ain't it?
2013.
Came out
2013.
in
I love how-
2013 at the end of this month.
I love how
Mhm.
GTA 5 is like still alive.
I
today.
think that they're the only two games that have completely
Like, they never had a-
CS:GO has survived a long time. A lot of PC stuff, but Minecraft and GTA 5 are like the two constant things that you will see on Twitch or just on YouTube of people playing. Of like that's two of the most viewed games that people still play to this day. It's
It
amazing.
is a lot.
But also they get the success if they can keep adding on additions. You know, GTA 5. To be honest, I could see Rockstar being like, "Yeah, there's never going to be another GTA. We're just going to do GTA Online from
Yeah.
now on." I could totally see them doing that. And I'd be okay with that, you know, and just keep adding stuff on. I mean, might want to make like a major update to like graphics, make a new game that's got, you know, runs 60. I assume well, it was
Like
on the 360.
120 FPS or something.
It was on
already on. It went from 30
To
on the
60.
Xbox to 60 on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And now I think they did do a graphics update on it a while back
I
where it
didn't know
ran
that.
at 120. But I
Oh, I
can't
didn't know
remember
that.
exactly.
But yeah, I mean, you get what I'm saying. I could see, and then Minecraft. But Minecraft's going to be a ever present thing.
Yeah, they just did a new mob vote this year, so
Yeah, I mean they added camels in 1.2 or 1.20
I don't
Well,
know
rather.
that, but they
it
also
doesn't
have,
come
like,
out yet. But yeah, they're
Oh, it
on
hadn't come
that.
out yet. I thought it released already.
1.95, I believe, right
Yep,
now.
I
They
believe
also
that's the one I
some
have.
pretty successful in all the Minecraft dungeons. I'd really love to play it.
That is the
Also,
the top down version of it.
the not so great but Minecraft story mode. I played the first episode
I was about to
whenever
say
it came out.
like
I do.
I
I
don't like Telltale games.
really, I really liked the Walking Dead Telltale game. Obviously, that one that was one of my favorites back in the day. But also Tales from the Borderlands. I watched Austin play it back in the day, and it looked really fun. It looked good.
They're coming out with a new Tales for the
Yes,
Borderlands.
yes. They're coming out with the next one. Never really was a fan of like The Wolf Among Us. Didn't really care about that one. Didn't care about the Game of Thrones one at all.
The little Batman one.
I might would have played Batman. It looked fun. Was it?
Costs more.
It costs more, and then also you kind of take away the ability to tailor your story. Because I mean, there's literally millions of different combinations that you can do in those decisions and everything, and I like it.
It's terrible.
Yeah. Or like
I like
it reminds
Stanley's
me.
Parable.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of those old books that used to is like choose your own story books.
A Mad Lib book.
No, not quite a Mad Lib, but it was a choose your own story. It's like you're a knight, and it's like, do you go into battle with the king, or do you stay back and protect the castle?
Yeah, it'd be like
And then
change
turn
to
to page 52 for whichever, and then turn to page 30 for this one. You know what I mean? It reminds me of books like that, and you know, those were always fun when you were a kid. Uh, that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
Anything else anyone want to add? I think we're about ready. We've been going for
About an hour now.
2,
Yeah,
but about 30 minutes of it's gonna get cut. So
probably more, but yeah.
so we do one last thing at the end of every podcast. I want everyone to get your phone out, and Sims, you're welcome that I'm keeping it alive. Go to your app store and go to when it pulls up, go to your profile and like where it says on account, and then pull up and reload it. All right, and then look at the upcoming update.
Oh, how many?
Yeah, how many? Yeah,
Or how many you have to update?
yeah, how many you have to update. So I'm gonna reload mine again. All right, so we're gonna go around the table and we're gonna tell, and then whoever has the most to update, wins. So this is your guys' first time. My number of apps to update is 12. Chase, what's yours?
29.
What? Oh, all right, Tanner.
Yeah, he has a different.
Oh, yeah, go. Probably wherever you go to update stuff. Oh, hang on, pull it, reload it. So 5.
5.
All right, so Tanner has 5. I've got 12. Chase, you're our winner this week.
Hey, 29 because I never update half the things on my phone.
Now, hit update all.
God.
If I have to, I'll share my Wi-Fi password with you so you can do it off my Wi-Fi. The reason we do that is so that the next time we have a podcast, it's reset. So go ahead and hit update all. Let it do its thing. But you're welcome, Sims. That one's for you, buddy, while you're on vacation, since you can't come to the podcast.
It's Roku,
Just kidding.
Magic the Gathering, Crunchyroll.
It also
Skype
helps
for
if
some
you have a
reason.
lot more. It's also helps if you have a lot more apps than other people. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the Under Controllers podcast. We'll catch you guys next time. Don't know when the next podcast will be. Be sure you watch for us playing Halo Reach on Legendary. The first episode will come out. I'll probably put it out sometime later on the week. It'll be Monday as we're posting this. So be sure you go check that out. It's gonna be fun. We had a great time recording it.
Pickles and shackles.
Yeah, recorded the first 2 episodes. We're gonna get together and record the rest of it eventually. But it's gonna be a great time. So go check that out. Anything you want to add? Anybody else?
I don't guess so. We're good.
I think I'm good. We'll catch you guys next time.
Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe and check the Discord link down below.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you later.
Ciao.